All right, so in this type of problem, what we're supposed to do is find the annual interest rate. Okay, and so here we have an investor purchases 450 shares at $21.40 a share, holds the stock for 26 weeks, and then sells it for $24.60 a share. And we have this table we have to go by. So we have the principal, the commission. So if we're under this much, this is our commission. If it's over this much, that's our commission. And so that's how we're going to kind of work on this type of problem. And so let's first look at purchasing. So first we have to purchase the stock. Hello, there we go. So we're going to purchase. And when we purchase it, our amount we're going to pay is going to be how much? Well, it's going to be $450, or 450 shares times $21.40 a share. And so that's going to give us, now if we go here to our calculator, let's quit that. That's going to give us 450 times the 21.4. So 9630. All right, so 9630 is going to be our value here. 9630. Okay. Now, that means we're going to have some commission on it. So what is our commission going to be? So it's going to be our purchase, which is going to be, well, 9630 is going to be in this one. So it's going to be $37 plus 1.4% of the principal. So 37 plus, now our principal was 9630 times, now principal is 0.014. And so that gives us, now we have to do that calculation. So we have 37 plus 9630 times 0.014, and that gives us 171.82. So that's going to be kind of like our interest is how much our commission is. Maybe this should be commission, not P here. Let's call that commission. And so that's going to be 171.82. And so the total then of how much we purchased it for plus the commission is going to be that plus that. So if we add that together, that's going to be what? $9,801.32, it looks like. Okay. So that's probably a better way to put it as a C because that's kind of our commission based on that principal value. Now it says we hold it for 26 weeks and then we sell it for this much. All right, so guess what? Well, we're going to have a sale and we're going to, again, how much is that going to be? Now it's going to be, well, 450 times the 24.60. And so now we have to multiply those two together. So 450 times the 24.60. So that's 11,070. So that's how much that's going to be, 11,070. Now, what's our commission going to be? Well, it's over 10,000, so it's going to be 107 plus 11,070 times 0.00 and then a 7. And so if we plug that into our calculator, we're going to have 107 plus 11,070 times 0.007. And that gives us 184.49. And now while we're here, let's go ahead and add that to 11,070. So we have all the values. So that's, oh, wait. We're not going to add this time. Remember, haha. Let's just put our 184.49 here. Now, this is kind of how much we're paying, but this is a commission. So what happens is now we're actually have to take that off of what we're making because this is selling it. And so we're going to actually take our total is going to be 11,070, but we don't get that much money back. We have to subtract off 184.49 because that is how much we have to pay back to them to get that. This is how much we have to pay total anyway. So this is our total, but this is what we're making. So we make that much, subtract off our 184 for the commission. And so if we do that, that looks to be, now let's go back over here and let's do second, do that, second that. Okay, so that's that. And so now we're going to have 11,070 minus the 184.49. Had to have that so I knew what it was. And that's the 10,885.51. All right, so that's actually how much we're earning. So 10,885.51. So we paid this much to get it. This is how much we sold it for. So how much did we make? Well, we basically make on interest is going to be 10,885.51 minus 9,801.82. Now, if we go back to our calculator, that's going to be, subtract that off from the 9,801.82. So 1,083.69 is how much interest we're going to make. So that's 1,083.69. So that's how much interest. But they wanted the interest rate. Well, how are we going to get the interest rate? Well, if we do simple interest, or if we take, let's see, uh, the P times the R times the T, and that gives us the I. We can plug in all those values. We know the P is going. Well, we're solving for R, so let's just divide everything by PT. So R is equal to I over. Well, that was weird. All over PT. And so I was the 1083.69. Our P was our how much we purchased it for, 9801.32. And it was how many weeks? 26 weeks. So that's 26 out of 52. And so that is going to be what our value is going to be for our rate. So now we clear all that out. So we have 1083.69 divided by, and we had a 9801.82, and then times a point 0.5, oops, point 0.5, not 2, point 0.5. That gives us a 22.112 since they want it to three decimal places. So it gives us a 22.112% as far as our interest rate. Okay. And that's the annual interest rate, which is what they're looking for in this problem. So we had to kind of look at this and say, okay, well, first we have to purchase the shares, and that's how much we're going to pay. And so we had to add those two together because you have to pay to buy them plus the commission. So that's the total we paid. Then we're selling them. So we sold them for this much. Our commission was this much. So this is what we earned, but we have to subtract off our commission this time. And so that's what we got there. Then we have to figure out what the difference between those two were to figure out how much interest we made. And then we just use the simple interest formula and we find out as 22.112% as far as our interest rate we earned. All right, let's stop there. We'll come back for some